Back in the studio this morning, we've got some products to photograph. Yeah, nothing that I'm really going to go through with you guys about because they're just products. Well, nothing special I'm doing with the product shots, should I say. But I am going to do one of the products as a 360. That's where I thought I'd take you along and show you some of the 360 stuff. Now, this is something that we're looking at, and there's two different sorts, and I need to have a little play with this because I'm not convinced which sort is right at the moment. So yeah, it's a bit of an experimentation day. I like those days. And also, look who I've got in here today. Let's turn that ISO up a little bit. Look at him. Oh, oh, he's got his eyes open to see what we're doing now. Yeah, bring your dog to work day. That's what we like. Yes. He just sits in there quite happily until someone turns up and then he barks his head off and he's jar. So anyway, I'm going to get on and photograph these products and then we're going to set up the 360. Here we go. Sometimes we have to clean the products as well. Not everything comes here in mint condition. And if we don't clean the products, it shows in our photographs. We can't have that. So, little tip when doing product photography. You can see that on the front there, polariser. So I'm getting quite reflections, well, not off that, but off the box. A bit of glare off it, and that just cuts straight through it. Saves me an absolute age sorting lighting out. Polariser, cut the glare out, bang, spot on. Quick tip, try it. Right, so we set this up now. Got a turntable here. Under here, can we see that in there? Turntable box, it's Eldachrome's version of their remote box, whatever it is. Motion box, I think they call it. Ooh, let's come out a little bit on that. Yeah, it's their motion box. We've got a slightly bigger table than what they supply with it because obviously it's a bigger product. We have several different ones and we operate that from an app. Simple as that, rotates round, and we would normally have it automatically connect to the camera and it takes the number of shots that you want. Unfortunately, we don't have a cable. We should have a cable. We don't have a cable. So we're doing it manually. So I'm dropping this down to 24 frames. Not so smooth, but it's acceptable. Because otherwise it's just going to take bloody hours to do these shots. So we're just going to drop that into there, and literally we are setting up on camera. Bring that to there, and we're just going through, and you can see it rotate there. Using my hand in between shots so that I know this is the start of a new segment, because otherwise it's not. Now what we have got, I can see a little bit of the table there. I'm not going to get away from that on such a large product onto that, but we got one or two options. As it's only 24 frames, I can either clip each frame, because it's neither here nor there, it's quite nice and easy, and that will work quite well. Or we can leave it as is, because actually it looks alright. But I won't tell that until we have a look in post and we put it into a 360 and see how that comes. Okay, let's get on with it. So one of the things when you're setting this up, you can put a grid on your back screen which will allow you to line up the product, because you want that product dead center in that image, otherwise it's going to wobble left to right as it rotates around. The other thing that I've done is obviously we've got it on a sturdy tripod, but I've also got a remote shutter. Now admittedly if I was doing this with the app properly it would just do it anyway and take the shot, but I need to make sure I don't shake that, don't move it, don't knock it, because it's got to be identical all the way through. And that's it really. Now we did originally, before we got the motorized version, you can see on here you can see little markers that we put, and we literally put markers all around this, so we've got 360 markers all the way around, so that we could manually move it, and we had a pin in front and we'd manually move, and that was going back probably 4 or 5 years before all the automation started, and we've kept that tabletop since then, to be fair, and we've made it adapt to this. But that's something you can do. You don't have to have a motorised, you can do it manually and just rotate it around. You want between 24 and 360 shots, depending how smooth you want it. If you want it like a video that people can go around, then make it smooth. I'm sticking with 24 shots on this. You'll see what that looks like in a minute. If I feel like it afterwards, we might do one with a few more so you can see the difference and see what you think. So, decided, you know what, I needed that cable. So we've gone and sorted a cable now. See, next day, oh, Amazon, brilliant. So we've sorted the cable, it's now doing its automatic turn and shoot, and actually it's working brilliantly. How easy is that? Now, you can do it manually, don't get me wrong, go ahead, do it, just turn it, mark it round on the circle, your little points, and do it, and it doesn't matter if you're slightly off. No one's really going to notice at the end of the day. But this does make life a lot easier. We can set a product up, we can light it, we can go off and do stuff and just let it be in the studio. The other thing that we're going to do with this, so we've done this sample here, we're then going to do a bit more creative lighting, because we can, it's video, we can do all that sort of stuff, and we're going to just add a little hint of this, that and the other into it as well, just to set it apart from just a normal photo. But yeah, that's working on 24. We're going to do another one which is a bit higher to make it nice and smooth on its rotation. I'll put a link in the description, or no, I'll probably show you in a minute, show you it spinning around on the computer. The computer side of stuff, now that's a totally different ball game. Getting that technology to work is a real pain in the backside. Yeah, but we did it, and we found a way of doing it, and we'll show you how to do it as well without it costing you the earth, because you know what? It's bloody expensive to do 360 and to buy their plugins and everything else that goes with it. So we will show you here on the computer and we'll get that all set up for you. Okay, computer side of 360. So we've got our frames, we've got 24 or 360 depending on how smooth we want it. My argument is that if you want it dead smooth, you might as well take a video. So why do 360? In my experience, 24 is the bare minimum that you can get away with, and it's satisfactory. 48 is pretty damn good. Anything extra, really smooth, but is it really needed? I don't think so. Let's have a look anyway. So we've got this 360 photography one here. This is the device that I took, and this is at 24 frames with a clip background, which makes a difference. As you can see, it's fairly smooth, but there's a bit of jitter in there. Now this is something that we've gone down, as you can see, slightly different again. Natural background, not cut out. This is 48 frames. It's a lot smoother. But at the end of the day, if you're trying to show a product off and you're trying to rotate it, if that is 48 frames over 24, is it going to make a blind bit of difference to your product? No, I don't believe it is at all. And at the end of the day, you're trying to show the customer all aspects of this product, whether that's 48 or 24. The downsides are going to 48, longer time to load. It's got to load all those frames up, whereas 24 it doesn't. Clipping. If you're having this clipped, you've got 48 frames now to get clipped as opposed to 24, cost goes up. Bear that in mind. It's all about your client at the end of the day and what they're willing to pay and what they want. But 48 is nice and it does look good. So it depends what you're trying to do. And obviously anything extra is going to be a lot smoother. That. Now, creating these plugins, there are loads of paid for services for doing 360, which is great. It's nice to have that variety. There's some fantastic ones out there. The trouble I have is, when I'm displaying this on our website, it's not for our core business. Yes, we do it, but that's for the web developer to do, that we're doing the photos for, or for the customer's web developer to do for them. I don't want to get involved in supplying plugins and doing the websites and everything else. but I want it for mine. So this is what we used, Spin 360. We are using WordPress, so it's just a plugin that we did. This is the free version that we've got here. Works great, as you've just seen. What you've seen is this. It's very restrictive in terms of I can't scale that easily unless I put it in a frame and scale it on the web. I can't upload easy. I have to do it via FTP into a directory. Now, these are all things that I'm capable of, and I think it's really easy to do, but it might not be for you. Go ahead and have a look. There's some other free ones out there as well. I've just not bothered looking at those. This is what I wanted to look at because it's nice and easy. I liked what it had to offer. When you see the screenshots of what they got there, it does quite a lot, really. It's nice. And that just works beautifully. You can have it full screen if you want, and that works nice. So go and have a look for yourself, go and have a play with those. It's dead easy to do. It's just a collection of photographs, and it's just an easy way of doing stuff, and it does add an extra dimension to your stuff. And if you are a photographer thinking of 360 photography as one of your services that you offer, start with just a round piece of perspex to start with and do it manually. See if you can sell it. If you can sell it, great, go and buy a turntable. We've got that turntable for various things. We've got it for the camera, for moving it around, for doing stuff, especially with video, as opposed to photography. But actually, it's worthwhile. We've made our money back on it. There's no hassle with that at all. And I think you'll like it. Hope that's helped. Hope that's inspired you to go out and create some 360. Subscribe. Really appreciate it if you could. That would mean the world to me. Thumbs up. Click the thumbs up down there. That'd be brilliant. Thumbs down if you really didn't like it. I appreciate it. Not everyone's cup of tea. Love to see you back here again. Thanks for coming along. See you soon.